Good morning, ma'am. We are the group number 14. Today, I will discuss about the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. So, we are the members of the group number 14. My name is Heinz Dicker B. Popok. My group mates are Rovi May Refuerzo, Lordel Poklingan, and Robert Pinto. First, we will talk about the Pdea's vision and mission. Their vision is to be a professional, effective, and well respected agency working for a drug free Philippines. Their mission is to be the lead agency in the enforcement of the anti drug law, to serve as the principal implementing arm of the DDB, to exercise operational supervision over drug enforcement units of other law enforcement agencies, and to coordinate the participation of other sectors in the national anti-drug campaign. So the Pdea is the one who implements the anti-drug campaign. Next is we'll talk about the history of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or the Pdea, was created by the virtue of Republic Act 9165, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act of 2002. It was signed into the law on June 7, 2002 and took effect on July 4, 2002. Republic Act 9165 defines more concrete courses of action for the national anti-drug campaign and imposes heavier penalties to offenders. The enactment of Republic Act 9165 reorganized the Philippine drug enforcement system with the new Dangerous Drug Board, or the DDB, that served as the policy and strategy formulating body and the establishment of a single mission drug agency, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, as its implementing arm. With the creation and activation of the Pdea, the Secretariat of National Drug Law Enforcement and the Prevention Coordinating Center, or DEP Center, was absorbed by the new agency. Under the new setup, the Narcotics Group of the PNP, the Narcotics Division of the NBI, and the Narcotics Interdiction Unit of the Bureau of Custom was also abolished. The PDEA was officially activated on July 30, 2002, when its first Director General was appointed with a rank equivalent to an undersecretary. The PDEA is a regular law enforcement agency responsible for the efficient and effective law enforcement against any dangerous drug and controlled precursors and essential chemicals. Republic Act 9165. The Republic Act 9165 was signed on June 7, 2002. This is an act instituting the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act of 2002, repealing Republic Act 6425, otherwise known as the Dangerous Drug Act of 1972, as amended, providing funds therefor and for other properties. The enactment of Republic Act 9165 reorganized the Philippine drug law enforcement system, while the Dangerous Drug Board, or the DDB, remains as the policy-making body. It created the PDEA under the Office of the President. The new law abolished the National Drug Law Enforcement and Prevention Coordinating Center, Philippine National Police Narcotics Group, National Bureau of Investigation Narcotics Units, and the Customs Narcotics Interdiction Office. So the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or the Ahensya ng Pilipinas sa pagpapatupad ng batas ng laban sa bawal na gamot is a regular law enforcement and regulatory agency which is responsible for the efficient and effective law enforcement of all provisions of on any dangerous drug and controlled precursors and essential chemicals. So their mandate is Pdea is responsible for the efficient law enforcement of all provision on any dangerous drugs and precursors and essential chemicals. Or functions. So the functions of the Pdea or in order to attain its mission is implement or cause the efficient and effective implementation of the National Drug Control Strategy formulated by the Dangerous Drugs Board. Undertake the enforcement of the provision of Article 2 of Republic Act 9165 relative to the unlawful acts and penalties involving any dangerous drugs and control precursors and essential chemicals. Administer oath and issue subpoena and subpoena juices tecum relative to the conduct of investigation involving the violation of Republic Act 9165. Arrest and apprehend as well as search all violators and seize or conf- confiscate the effect or proceed of the crimes as provided by law. Take charge and have custody of all dangerous drugs and control precursors and essential chemical seized, confiscated or surrendered to any national, provincial or local law enforcement agency. Establish a forensic laboratory in the Philippine National Police Office in every province and city in order to facilitate action on seized or confiscated drugs, thereby hastening their destruction without delay. Recommended Recommend to the DOJ the forfeiture of properties and other assets of persons and corporation found on the violating the provision of Republic Act 9165. Prepare for prosecution or cause the filing of appropriate criminal and civil case for violation of all laws on dangerous drugs. Monitor and if warranted by circumstances in coordination with the Philippine Postal Office and the Bureau of Customs. Conduct eradication programs to destroy wild or illegally grown plants from which dangerous drugs may be extracted. Initiate and undertake the formation of a nationwide organization which shall coordinate and supervise all activities against drug abuse in every province, city, municipality, and barangay. Establish and maintain a national drug intelligence system in cooperation with law enforcement agencies. Establish and maintain close coordination, cooperation, and linkage with international drug control and administration agencies and organizations. Create and maintain an sufficient special enforcement unit to conduct an investigation. Require all government and private hospitals, clinic, doctors, dentists, and other practitioners to submit a report to it. Coordinate with the DDB for the facilitation of the issuance of necessary guidelines. Initiate and undertake a national campaign for drug prevention and control. Submit annual and periodic reports to the DDB as may be required from time to time, and perform such other function as may be authorized or required under existing laws and as directed by the President. So these are the organizational chart of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. So the highest is the Director General, followed by Information Technology and Systems Management Office, and followed by the Public Information Office. Next is the Deputy Director General for Administration and the Deputy Director General for Operations. So in the Deputy Director General for Administration, there are the Administration and Human Resource Service, Financial Management Service, Logistic Management Service, Internal Affairs Service, and the Pdea Academy. While the Deputy Director General for Operations are the Intelligence and Investigation Service, Plans and Operations Service, Legal and Prosecution Service, Compliance Service, the National Cooperation and Foreign Affairs Service, Preventive Education and Common Involvement Service, Laboratory Service, and the Special Enforcement Service. Sorry for my pronunciations. So the Director General of the Pdea is Aaron N. Aquino. The responsibilities of a Director General is to prevent and investigate in combating any dangerous drugs, implement the National Drug Control Strategy, coordinates the participation of all stakeholders in the anti-drug campaign, investigating, arresting, and filing appropriate criminal and civil case against violators, confiscating, taking charge, taking custody of illegal drugs, enforcing provisions related to unlawful act involving dangerous drugs. So these are the recruitment process. The recruitment qualification is you must be a college graduate, you must be 21, 35 years old, and your height must be at least 5'4" for men and 5'2" for women. Must have passed any of the following: board exam, the bar exam, the civil service professional exam. You must also be physically fit, and you should have a good moral character, and you must be a computer literate. So if you are a qualified applicant, you must complete the following documents: 2 sets of personal data sheet completely filled up, transcript or records original or authenticated, diploma, CSC eligibility or the PRC board rating, NSO birth certificate, barangay clearance, police clearance, NBI clearance, Metropolitan Trial Court clearance, prosecutor's clearance, regional trial court clearance, affidavit of undertaking of non-pending cases, and the drug test result 1 month prior to application. You should also pass the following: a neuropsychological test, medical examination, agility test, background investigation, and a panel interview. So these are the benefits. Magna Carta of Benefit for the officers and personnel of the Drug Enforcement Agency to provide them acceptable living and working conditions, better terms of employment and career opportunities to effectively carry out their mandate. Under the HB 9016, the Pdea officer and personnel shall be entitled to receive the following allowance aside from their basic salary standardization law: monthly 2,000 personal economic relief allowance, 5,000 for clothing allowance, 1,500 uniform allowance, and special council allowance ranging from 1,250 pesos to 4,000 per month. Under the HB 9016, PDEA personnel officers shall receive 13th and 14th month pay and 5,000 cash gift based on performance-based bonus. The PDEA officers shall be entitled to anniversary bonus amounting of 3,000 and another 3,000 for every 5 succeeding years. The bill also provides the PDEA officers be entitled subsistence allowance of 3 meals in a day, while the administrative and technical personnel be entitled to subsistence allowance of 1 meal. Officers who are transferred from one assignment to another by PDEA policies on reshuffling or rotating of personnel and do not own houses or other types of residence shall be provided quarters within the office. An annual medical and deal examination shall be provided to every employee at the expense of Pdea. So next is the disciplinary mechanism. Violators of the act shall be slapped with a fine ranging from 20,000 and 40,000 or imprisonment of not more than 1 year. Corrupt people in the agency affect the appreciation of the public and discourage the much needed support of stakeholders. In terms of community drug-related information fund support, in terms of community anti-drug operations as its main program, in terms of conducting of arrest high-impact operation, the Philippine anti-drug strategy as the blueprint of governments addressing the country use problem. The PDEA will lose the trust of the community in implementing the programs against the use of drugs as mandated by the President Rodrigo Duterte, for his administration will earn negative outcome from the community. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry for my pronunciations.